legitimately great old music.
Thank you for holding. A representative will be with you shortly.
Did you know that Wastoids has a website? Go to www.wastoids.com for podcasts and videos.
This is my calling.
Your call is very important to us. Please stand by.
Okay.
The Winnebago Concepts and Engineering Department have developed a multifunctional bathroom. Privacy, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading. I wonder what the fuck the real dialogue is. What the fuck is this thing? All of a windshield, for fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. What the fuck did I say? That didn't sound for shit, did it? And here, under the hood, we've stored something that'll really come in handy if it doesn't fall out and break my leg. What we're doing is we're building a fucking industrial film, trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it. Fuck it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. We suppose we open... Gotta do it again, right now. Oh, fuck. 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 Oh, fuck. Shit! Tony, do me a favor, will you please? Will you do me a kindness? Yeah.
I think I want to be walking in and out if you're going to fuck up and I got to come back.
I don't make any difference to me at this juncture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Tony. Don't slam the fucking door. No more. Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me. It's going to be very hot, going to be very uncomfortable for everybody. Want anybody yelling. We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to... They fit the diverse needs of a very big firm, and they fit the needs of a very diverse buyer segment. Why can't I remember? I wrote this stuff. Why can't I remember? Get fucking right. What does the goddamn line say, Tony? What is the goddamn line? I don't give a shit what the line is. I fucked up the word rear. I can't even read the fucking VO straight. What the fuck was that? We got flies all over the fucking place. Son of a bitch. Get out of here, you fucking flies. There's a fly over the headlight, Tony. We got flies coming for us. Fuck. Fuck out of here, you flies. We got 3 flies, 5 flies. And if you will, make sure, if you will, we don't have that fly on the left side, on the passenger side, because we don't have that in frame, but make sure we don't have any flies here. Here we go. Get out of here, you goddamn jackass. I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning. God, I can't fucking make my mind work. Tony, give me a towel for just a minute, please. That... I'm blinded by that fucking hot light. goddamn son of a bitch! What do you mean, I'm gonna fall off the fucking thing? Fuck. Just keep running. Bullshit, I'm gonna slate this fucker. All right, I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody. Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass. Man, I'd like to kick your fucking head in. Meet innovation.
Okay.
Excellent hold music there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We've got a little hold music here from our friend Weston Smith, and you heard a little of the best of Winnebago Man.
Loves Winnebago Man.
Always great. We're just a few minutes early here, but
Why not?
we got folks in.
How cool is that? Did that music just perfectly end?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's the second, no, it's third time.
Incredible.
Third time this week that I've had something end right when I need it to end.
You're so you're so in tune with production at this point now.
That's what
It's amazing.
call me, old Jason In Tune Woodbury.
For years.
Hey, ma'am.
I didn't know why.
Hey, Anita. Hey, Mark. We just heard a little Winnebago Man, as I said, along with Weston Smith. That was Devil's Food. But you know, what do you know? Good question.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Maybe that.
I
maybe
see
that
what you're
way.
doing. All right, cool.
You know how it goes.
I see how it
Doing
I see how
this
it goes.
bad boy.
Boom. Oh, it's not there yet. Where'd it go? Oh. Oh, the intro or the act.
Astrologer. They're playing tonight, everybody. Right? Yeah, go check them out.
So.
Astrologer.
Where are they
this
playing?
is
Is it a show in Tempe?
Click Vortex. I think it's the Beast. Is that
I
right?
haven't been to that. Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know what that was.
The Beast
I'm
is
not hip.
You're hip. You're real hip.
I'm not hip. I'm
I'm
hip
pretty
to
sure
be
the
square.
Beast is a Cornish pasty offshoot. I think it's that other room there. Friends Astrologer, and welcome to Click Vortex. We're 8 minutes in. Hey now, and yeah, guys, it's been a busy morning so far.
It has
Especially for Sam.
a little
Sam,
bit,
you've been busy. You were here all
a
weekend,
little busy.
doing cool stuff, live streaming down there in the event space.
Yeah. I've been my whole week has just been one giant podcast, basically.
That's true. Sam is podcasting 24/7.
I'm just you're in tune with production. I'm in tune. I'm just now permanently plugged into an SM7
I mean,
and a pair of shitty headphones.
this guy wakes up in the middle of the night,
Plugs
this cloud lifter in, just gets going.
Yeah, I
Hey,
sleep with one of
anyway.
my. I did a podcast yesterday from home, and I
Mm-hmm.
have I'm sponsored by SM7, so I have 100 of them now.
It's true.
And I had all my cables here, so I didn't have the little extra cable for the cloud lifter, and I didn't use it, and I was panicking.
Did it work out okay?
It ended up working out okay, but you know how how crucial the cloud lifter is.
These cloud lifters, I think that the
They got a real racket going with the cloud lifters.
we've talked about rock and roll conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I've got a conspiracy theory that the folks at Cloud Lifter and the folks at Shure
They
are
teamed up for sure.
they're in league. They're in league together.
They're in cahoots.
Well, everybody, it's Tuesday morning, and this is Click Vortex, live for February. What is today?
20th.
20th?
It's 2:20.
2:20 when
2:20.
when you're a little early.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, cool. Welcome everybody.
Today's Toko's birthday. Happy birthday, Toko.
Happy birthday, Toko. I don't.
Shout out to Toko.
Here's hoping Toko gets in the live stream. I'm waiting for Bob VP. That's my number one.
Yeah. We need Tommy.
We need Tommy.
Bob.
We need Tommy Casper.
the rest of the crew.
We need Bob VP. They're probably thrown off because of the holiday.
You
Yesterday
know,
was
Decoy's downstairs training
Jenny.
Nobody. It's like a little
saw that.
Wastoids customer service extravaganza down there.
I saw that. I was like,
pretty
this
cool.
is gonna be so great. Happy birthday to Jenny Nobody. Yesterday was her birthday.
Yeah, so many birthdays in February. Marco's here. His birthday is soon. What, like, when's your birthday, Marco? Like 6 days from now or something? There were 3 people
In the format,
days that all had birthdays within a week of each other. So keeping them straight's difficult. But I think Marco's is on. Oh, he's on the 25th. 4th. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Happy birthday, early Marco.
Happy birthday, Marco. What is the
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
What is the
One time Lola said that to my dad, and it just stuck around.
happy
forever.
birthday, Grandpa?
But she said it like
Like
that.
that.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. We were like, where did that come from? Old timey birthday.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it. What is it Gemini? Is that what the star sign is right now? I don't know.
have no idea.
Well, there's a full moon going to be in Gemini, right?
Oh,
is that right?
Are you segueing into what's happening on Saturday?
I was trying to.
Good job.
I failed.
No, you did great.
This Saturday, no, maybe it's Virgo. What is it?
Full moon in Virgo, I think the thing is called.
You're right.
But are we going into Virgo and now we're in Gemini?
Yeah, maybe. Obviously, I'm terrible at star signs, but on, coming up, our friend.
Don't worry, I didn't add it to the website.
That's what I'm looking for right
now.
now. Our friend Monica from Cosmic Hour is going to be hosting a cool little event on Saturday. Is it Saturday?
It's on Saturday. It's
right.
Here, I'll pull it up on the old
we go.
Instagram.
Here we go.
That'll give us some
Here we
full
go.
moon
Full
in
moon in
Virgo.
Virgo. That's right. A
got-
free sound meditation.
Visual installations by the Lights Witch.
Which, by the way,
Cool name, cool thing too.
boy, is that cool. She was doing visuals at the Dirty Drummer on Saturday night, which is the last time I saw Sam and Decoy and and Jen. The whole Wastoids crew was out and about.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't know. So she did all those cool visuals.
She was
on
doing the
TVs
cool
and in
visuals that
back
were
end.
on the TVs.
That was super cool.
And
Seeing that.
I kept feeling like they were so well sequenced to what was happening on stage. I was like, this has got to be somebody live. And then Becky, my friend wife, pointed out. She goes, yeah, she's right over there. Look. And I looked. She was doing it all live. It was so cool.
Awesome.
She's going to be here on Saturday, as is, of course, our friend Monica from Cosmic Hour. Bring your yoga mat. Saturday, February 24th.
RSVP. Go to I'll get it on the website.
It'll be on the website, but it's going to be really cool.
But look it up on Eventbrite or something. You can find it. But yeah, it's actually filling up pretty quick because yoga mats take up a lot of real estate.
It's true.
We can't have as many people as we would normally have in these events. So
it's true, and it's been so fun to have all these events going on down there in the event space. Since we last did an episode of Click Vortex, did we do the vinyl?
Yeah. We did the Cactus Music Market last
Cactus
Saturday.
Music Market turned out so good. That was such a fun time.
Yeah.
You had Noster stuff going on this weekend.
Culture Shock.
Now we've got Cosmic Hour coming up. We had the Super Duper sale. There's so much stuff happening.
We're still kicking around the idea of some kind of a Wastoids thing.
We will figure it out at some point.
Yeah, we're procrastinating a little bit.
I was
think
thinking
most
about
of it's
that
my
one.
fault.
Nah, there's no blame. No blame to go around. Or plenty
I'll
blame.
blame myself.
Blame whoever you want. Blame the rain. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about sampling.
Well,
Sample platters.
We're talking about sampling.
Like when you go to a restaurant, you get the cheese dip, the bean dip, and the guacamole.
You got to get it all.
Kind of what we're talking about.
It's like a trio.
Not even close.
We are sort of talking about that before. So as everybody who tunes in with any regularity knows, and while it often feels, we're in the age where you're podcasting and you wonder, is anybody picking up on the vibrations that we're putting out there in the world? But they are.
They're picking up.
We figured out our podcast has been downloaded over 100,000 times.
Yeah,
Isn't
what a
that
crazy
nuts?
milestone that is.
It was seeing the number
That
made
may
me
not
feel
seem
crazy
to if you're comparing us to like a YouTuber,
right?
like a crazy YouTuber,
Like a Joe
person or
Rogan.
something. Yeah, we're not putting up Rogan numbers here, but
Those are still pretty solid numbers
for
for a scrappy
for
little
this?
crew. For these guys, for this
stuff?
crew, pretty good.
I mean, we can't even get rid of our shadows, and we have 100,000.
Just goes to show you, it's what you hear it over.
Downloads.
You hear it over and over again in the podcasting, in like advice thing. Even if there's shadows on your green screen, people might listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
They say it every time. You hear it, and you're like, "Wow, I don't know."
The shadows mostly come from you, I notice. It's that wonderful head of hair you got.
It's that wonderful head of hair. We're talking anyway about
We're talking about samples.
about
in
samples.
music.
But we almost talked about the Beatles again, and then as if
Oh,
we
don't worry.
as if we okay, so we might talk about Beatles this time. But breaking news: as I'm cruising in here this morning, I'm setting up. or I'm looking at the setup that was already done. Thank you, Sam. And I see this thing here in Variety. What is this? Sam Mendes is going to direct 4 separate Beatles movies.
What?
Okay, a movie about Paul, a movie about John, a movie about George, and then a movie about Ringo.
Okay.
And then
Is this going to be on the Lifetime Network?
then they're going to all come together.
It's the Lifetime Network.
It's
still
the
exist?
Beatles cinematic universe.
So you can play them all at the same time and watch
it's
a,
like-
a 5th movie?
It's like that.
About Stuart Sutcliffe and
Yeah.
Pete Best?
The 5th movie's just all Pete Best.
Yeah.
No, it says this again. I'm pulling directly from Rebecca Rubin's reporting at Variety. She says director Sam Mendes plans to make 4 separate movies, one from each Beatles member's point of view. They will intersect to tell the most astonishing story of the greatest band in history. So
Now, remind me who Sam Mendes is again? Do you know? What's
Sam-
that? What has
Sam
he done?
Mendes-
Did he make like a Spider-Man or something?
he is known
I don't know
for
really
that movie 1917.
Okay.
He
Oh, American
apparently did
Beauty.
American Beauty.
Yeah.
And then he did a couple James Bond movies.
That's where I know him from, the James Bond movies.
The Beatles as the Ninja Turtles. I would, I'd love the Beatles as the Ninja Turtles.
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it's going to be dumb.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, as I was reading about these 4 individual Beatles movies that will intersect or whatever,
Yeah.
I found myself thinking, I bet this will never come out.
Yeah, it won't actually happen.
I bet these films won't happen. That's where
Yes.
I'm at with that, and I'm gonna go ahead and.
It's a big ask.
Now, granted, apparently Apple is super.
They're gonna be on Apple TV.
No, I meant Apple, the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles Apple.
Like the Beatles Apple production. Yeah, I know it's tough to.
We're talking about streaming here. This is why Apple tried to sue Apple to begin with, because they're like, people are gonna get confused.
And here
when
we
they're on
are
a
decades
podcast.
later. Yeah, they're like, someday there are going to be these things called podcasts, and there's going to be one of them that gets, an okay amount of downloads someday, but they're going to be really confused about.
They're gonna be talking about streaming,
going
and
on.
they won't know who we're. talking
Anyway, so I don't know if this is going to be a good movie or not, or these are going to be 4 good movies.
I
but-
would pay. Bob says Beatles as the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I would pay to see that.
Yeah, as a
The more I think about that, the more
I'm a big
real it becomes in my
I'm a
head.
big turtle bit of a Ninja Turtles.
Because the Beatles, Beatles Come to America, that just happened 60 years ago, I think last week or 2 weeks ago or something. It could be like a Beatles Take New York down in the subways and start fighting crime.
Exactly. I'm just sitting here, and I wish I wasn't, but I'm looking at your beautiful Steve Keen Beatles paintings, and I'm thinking, Beetle is which turtle?
I mean, do we want to break this down?
We probably should break this down really quick. I'm going to go ahead and say straight away, Michelangelo, that's Ringo, baby.
Yeah, Michelangelo's definitely Ringo.
This is a party dude.
Leonardo's Paul.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Sort of the de facto leader.
Donatello
Donatello
was
annoying.
kind of the like.
Donatello's George.
Yeah.
No way around it. And then of course
who do we got left?
Raphael.
Oh yeah, Raphael. Definitely
That's John.
yeah.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Oh, look at it says here, everybody has tuned out. Everybody's done. Saying play the Winnebago Man stuff some more.
Yeah.
To be fair, that is much funnier than what we're doing. Well, yeah. So Beatles, maybe they'll factor in to your. We have more Beatles topics, and so if as these movies come together or not, we'll keep you updated. But yeah, we're going to talk about samples because samples are fun. I'm a big fan of samples. I like music that's built on samples.
You've been kind of playing around with samples yourself.
I have. I play around with samples a fair amount. On my record, I had one big sample that was from Lenny Kaye, and he was kind enough to bestow its use on me for free, gratis, which was like kind of an amazing.
That's super nice.
Amazing thing.
I do like that sample, but you know what my favorite sample is on your record?
Which one?
The eagle.
Oh yeah.
That's my family's favorite sound. Is the like.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is, so that's the eagle sample as featured in, and this has come up on the show before. my friend Michael Krasner wrote the music, and I came up with lyrics and melodies and stuff. And chiefly, Zach and I came up with that Eagle sample, which is
best production move
we
of the year.
It was one of those things where I was really, despite the fact that the record has some, whatever, quote unquote, serious songs or understated, I wanted some sense of humor to break through, and that Eagle was a big part of the sense of humor, for sure.
It's a good call.
Also, Eagles don't really sound quite that dramatic. That's the thing about it. So we did end up going with a more cinematic Eagle call.
Classic Eagle call.
More classic, because then you listen to real Eagle calls and you're like, these don't sound great.
Yeah.
This isn't going to sound good in this tune.
Right.
But yeah, I like samples. I like samples because probably actually because of the Beatles. To some degree, like tape loops, samples, audio verite, collage, all of that stuff.
You got to give it to Paul. He was early on the tape loops, although a lot of people give that credit to John because of Revolution 9.
Right.
Paul was really actually pretty early on that tip.
Paul being more, he's cooler than often given credit for on this show.
Unfortunately.
He is.
Unfortunately, Paul is actually cooler than he gets credit for sometimes.
So as far as, different samples go, I decided I was just going to start. I actually ended up doing sort of an old school Click Vortex, where I picked one thing to start.
It led you down a path.
And it led me down a path.
Cool.
Just following samples and
it.
finding who used this sample, who used this other sample. So I'm going to start off by talking about a band and this isn't built on a sample, but this is their biggest hit. Do you remember the band Cornershop?
Of course, Brim Full of Asher.
Brimful of Asha.
Asha.
So that's what we got here.
On the 45.
It's a great song from the album When I Was Born for the 7th time. I've been on a very big Cornershop kick. I'm going to bounce around.
Yeah, you posted about Cornershop yesterday, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Because I was doing my clicks.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So this is their big hit, Brimful of Asha. It's named for South Asian film star. And just a good jam.
Such a good jam.
Kind of Modern Lovers, a little
Classic.
Velvet Underground. Just
Video. I'm trying to remember this video. Was he literally riding a 45?
Yeah, and it's like the album cover, and it's like animated.
Yeah,
he
that
starts
was
singing.
cool.
Such a
some
cool.
good. When was that track? 98 or something?
I think that was 97. The band actually formed in 1991. Cornershop led. Oh, Bob VP has been thinking about this band lately. Well, it's all coming together.
We're all
folks.
tuned in.
We're all tuned in. Led by Tinder Singh is his name. The band formed in 1991. Brimful of Ashes, their biggest hit. It was what kind of broke them in America.
Yeah.
But their
Big 120-minute song.
Yeah, I mean, and it was kind of inescapable but weird too, because the chorus or the refrain is "Everybody needs a bosom for a pillow."
Yeah.
Which is not typical pop lyrics.
No.
But anyway.
But true.
It's and it is true.
But 100%
It's deeply
true.
Yeah. So they do have some really good songs. I completely agree, Bob. And I started kind of wandering around. One thing that's really cool, though, about that particular record, that When I Was Born for the 7th time, they kind of were in that late 90s zone of samples became very popular. And a lot of bands use samples. And
Yes.
it was alternative and electronic music and rap. Everybody's pulling from samples. So the song actually that I've been most into from that band lately is this one, which is from the same record, and it's called Sleep on the Left Side. This was the song he wrote actually about his mom passing away, which is a sad topic, but it's a really good song.
Yeah.
Built on this loop, never really does anything other than this loop,
Yeah.
but
I've always really loved the drum vibes in this.
me too.
album.
It's just it's so
Yeah. I haven't listened to it in so long, but that's what I remember most.
worth checking out. So them being a sample heavy band, let's go back to the beginning of this one. And now we're going to spin a little of this.
So they slowed it down a little bit.
So they slowed it down a little bit. And then this part they did not use. Anyway, this is Raj Hans, And one of the things that makes Cornershop so interesting, show, Cornershop case, he's pulling from this actual sort of East Indian singer, Hans Raj Hans, and it's a really, really great track. Part of what I found so interesting was because they were this kind of like multicultural band, they actually did end up having a sort of weird Morrissey situation, which was so Morrissey said some like crappy stuff at some point in the 90s. Can you believe Morrissey being kind of like a turd? Kind of said some like right-wing insanity. So this band Cornershop, knowing when they had a good opportunity, here they are standing outside of Morrissey's label, EMI, and they have a big poster of Morrissey that they're burning. And they did like a big, they set up. And so this episode is absolutely, Cornershop was quite active in calling out Morrissey on some racist stuff. Exactly.
Wow, now I love Morrissey.
Now you love Cornershop even more?
I can't believe I just accidentally said I love Morrissey. The truth comes out.
Yeah.
No, now I love Cornershop even more.
Yeah, so they it's really, really cool that they did that. Oh, and then, of course, as Bob says, and there's a Beatles connection, of course. That's true, because Cornershop cover... what Beatles song did they cover on that record? It was one that they actually managed to get...
I'm Only Sleeping?
I think it is I'm Only Sleeping. And they actually got Yoko's permission, Yoko and Paul's permission, who were down.
Awesome.
So Cornershop, really cool band, had a big hit, called out Morrissey before that big hit. Great sample users. But something that so when I Was Born for the Seventh Time was a huge hit. Everybody loved that record. It sold a lot. They took 5 years to come out with their next record, which back then would have been a pretty, I mean, it's still kind of a long time, but especially back then to follow up a hit single record.
Yeah.
You kind of,
I don't think I ever heard the next record,
so
whatever the next record is.
So this is actually, you are really interested in, typically, it's not just the band's second albums. A lot of times it's like you're interested in the one after a hit, right?
Yes.
So that's what
it's always my favorite.
Yeah, so that's actually what this record is. The record was called Hand Cream for a Generation. And Cornershop, once again, tons and tons of samples on it. This was the sort of they attempted to do another single from it. And this one, as you can tell, is sort of one of the few moments on the record where they sort of do the same thing as... It's really good, though.
Yeah.
And it's got another thing that I know that you're a big fan of, which is children's choirs.
I love this. I don't love the drum tones as much, but they make up for it with the children's chorus.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So this record, Hand Cream for a Generation, has all the hallmarks of a record that the band took 5 years to make after having a huge hit. There's electronic songs. There's total just dance music. There is tons of...
Loud, semi-obnoxious lead guitar.
Yes, loud, semi-obnoxious lead guitar. And on one song, because Brimful of Asher was such a huge hit, they got to go out on tour with other bands, including Stereolab, which is, I would have loved to have seen those shows. And they toured a ton with Oasis, who I know is your favorite band. You love Morrissey and you love
Oasis.
And Oasis, right?
Oasis they're big haters on Morrissey, right?
Yeah, that's one thing that's really great about all of the bands that we're talking about today is that they hate Morrissey.
It's funny because like one of the reasons I kind of didn't like Oasis is because of how kind of pompous they were.
Yeah,
but really kind of just about the Beatles, I think. There was some quote in particular that I saw in the 90s at some point, like a video clip or something, where one of the brothers, I forget who, were just talking trash on George Harrison because George Harrison said something about them. And I just kind of thought, like, you guys are writing your entire career on the coattails of the Beatles, and who cares what George Harrison says about you? You should be psyched that he's even like acknowledged your presence, let alone
the fact that George Harrison said anything.
Yeah, and that your shtick of being these like angry, outrageous brothers is gonna go so far to talk trash on George, but I'm finding myself liking them more because I think they've somehow become more humble.
The Oasis guys?
Yeah.
In a certain way, yeah.
In some ways, like some of the interviews I've seen are caught on social media and stuff. It's funny how I'm finding myself kind of liking them as people now.
I hear that. Well, apparently the Cornershop guys liked them as people because
so.
Noel Gallagher plays guitar on this song.
Oh, cool.
Which goes on for 14 minutes and 24 seconds.
So sit back, everybody. Grab a
It's
coffee.
called
and
Spectral Mornings. We're not going to listen to the entire thing. But it sounds
Bob
similar.
He says it's Norwegian Wood. I think that's actually what it was. I was confused. It wasn't I'm Only Sleeping. I think
There's Noel just shredding. Apparently they
doing his thing.
had talked about getting together and doing something. And they said, well, we're not sure exactly what you should do, but just come by and play guitar on this song. And then that's what they did. So he just shreds on it for 14 minutes.
They're like, come by and play this one note and just bend
Yeah.
it up and down for a while.
So that led me, Click Vortex style, into just other... I was like, I wonder if Oasis ever used samples. Because they are perhaps known for liberally borrowing from the Beatles, but not outright sampling.
No, just
However-
reworking. Bless you.
It's a
You're
live...
so good looking.
It's a live...
Seinfeld thing.
live sneeze for you. So anyway, I start looking around. On the song Standing on the Shoulders, or from the album Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, there's a Oasis song called Go Let It Out. And they do some sampling. You can tell right away. Break beat. Then those are their guitars.
Yeah.
But
Guitars sound pretty good, actually. Not gonna lie.
So Oasis were definitely one of my... We're going to absolutely get blown out of the water with copyright violations on this one, I'm sure. But Oasis were one of the first bands that I really liked.
Yeah.
And this is not one of their greatest songs, but it is that's a good beat. Just a good break beat.
And it's funny because of all the Oasis songs that I claim to hate, that's one I probably like the most, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, so they
Such a contrarian.
So they are sampling the drums on that, and this is where that sample comes from. This is Johnny Jenkins.
Man, so
Heavy.
so toasty.
Oh, yeah. And this is
And that
from...
reverb is out of control in the best way possible.
So this is him covering this song, Walk on Gilded Splinters by Dr. John. But good drums on this. But
Some bongos. We got some bongos over there, courtesy of Decoy.
but this is great. This is great right here.
It almost sounds like a Bill Withers beat or something.
Yeah, so Oasis borrow this, but they're not the only people who have sampled these drums. You know who else sampled those drums?
Oh yeah, I knew it sounded. I was like, this does sound familiar. Right, just a little beefier.
Just they beefed them up.
Yeah,
But so
killed
this
that
is,
reverb. It's like a noise gate on it or something.
so this is of course Beck and his hit Loser. I am not going to be talking about super obscure songs at this point, as you can tell. This is probably most people, if they only know one Beck song, probably know this one.
For sure.
But it's a good song, and Beck was, of course, big sampler.
Oh, yeah.
And all over the map. So I started looking at Beck. So now I've gone from Cornershop to Oasis to Beck. Beck and Oasis sampling the same drum beat. And I started looking at some of Beck. They're many. Like his first couple of records built heavily on samples. I like Sea Change an awful lot. He moves into a more singer-songwriter direction a little bit with that
Speaking of good
one.
drums, that Paper Tiger song.
That
oh
is
boy.
a great.
Oh boy.
That's a great sounding record.
Yeah.
He also. This is so. I started looking at all of just like Beck samples and thinking like, what are some of my favorites? I've always loved Jackass from Odelay.
Beck rules.
Beck absolutely rules, and I feel like he's strangely underrated at this point. Maybe people are...
No, he's for sure underrated. I think kind of always, actually. His ability to morph into these different...
That's right.
Things, you know, it's like... I don't know, what is this? feel like this almost has some. I always try to pick out like the inspiration on Beck stuff because every Beck album is so different. But this almost connects to like Automatic for the People for me.
I can hear that. Yeah. So this is Beck's song Jackass, and he's sampling a Bob Dylan cover by Van Morrison's band Them. So here's their original version of it.
It's so. This is like the best episode. It's so fun doing this stuff.
I
finding
had
the
so
things.
much fun. Just like
There was an endless supply of like cool stuff to play.
100%. So anyway, I've always loved this. I think that this is one of the Dylan covers that is actually much better than Dylan.
Yeah.
Like his version. Don't get me wrong, I love his a lot. It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. But anyway, so Beck samples this, and then I found myself going into very, very new territory. Territory I'm scared to go into on this show, but we're going to do it anyway.
Okay.
So I started looking around, and I was like, okay, so has anybody ever sampled Beck specifically? And then I went down this rabbit hole. Do you know who this is?
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, you got carried away in the moment.
It sounds like Uncle Cracker or something.
You're not far off. We're going to have to be careful here.
I could do anything if I
Let's see
wanted.
this.
I could buy you a Lexus truck.
Who is this?
So this is a band. They're called Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, and okay.
So when
Yeah,
you said
I was close.
So when you said Uncle Cracker, you weren't far off. Insane Clown Posse. I'm not going to play very much of that song because it, of course, immediately goes into talking about murdering somebody, which is fine. Which is fine if that's what you want to make songs about. ICP.
It's all art, man.
ICP. So I started looking. That's just a sample of Jackass from Beck. They took his sample, they flipped it, and they wrote that song. ICP.
Layered samples here.
ICP, The Great Malenko. It's actually from the album The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, this particular one. ICP, famed...
Have you ever seen ICP?
Live?
Yeah.
No, have you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, amazing.
I've seen the entire like
Psychopathic Records?
Psychopathic universe. Yeah, I've seen Twisted.
What
seen-
brought you into these
Working at the Nile.
shows? Working at the Nile.
Working at the
Okay.
Nile, yeah.
All of my experiences with the Psychopathic family and the Juggalo culture also relate to work.
I've seen
Working at Zia.
I've seen a gun pulled out at Settlement at the end of an ICP show.
Oh boy!
I was in the room. It was
Wow.
very
One of
Psychopathic
the
Records.
members of ICP.
No, I was the tour manager.
Oh, okay. You gotta hire somebody to.
He
pull
wasn't
the gun.
wrong. At least,
okay.
about the money. He was wrong about the gun.
Sure.
The money part, he was very right. He was getting screwed.
So Insane Clown Posse, a duo
Yeah.
known for horrorcore.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing for me to say. ICP, two members, Violent J,
Shaggy Too Dope.
real name Joseph Bruce, and Shaggy Two Dope,
Yeah.
real name Joseph Oltzler.
I
What do we have?
I wonder why they chose stage names.
Yeah, I don't know.
Their real names just roll off the tongue.
I do want to show while we've got the opportunity.
Oh, them without makeup.
I was
You're
like,
you're gonna out Shaggy and
check it out.
Violent.
This is what Shaggy Two Dope and Violent J look like sans clown makeup. Juggalo, whoop whoop. A couple things before we get too deep into what I was going to say about these guys. One, I've never actually seen them live, but I have worked events with Juggalo adjacent groups. Some of the most polite fans I've ever met. Fucking magnets. Steven, dude, welcome. And also, I thought that ICP song was a Steven Seagal joint at first. Someday we'll go down that rabbit hole for sure. Fucking magnets, how do they work? Great quote.
Great video.
So ICP, Detroit legends, their fan base was at one point declared a gang by the U.S. government, which is wrong and
So
stupid.
So stupid.
But they,
Talk about organization. I mean, those dudes. R.I.P. Ass Dan. Do you ever see the SNL? Like, I was just telling Chris about these actually the other day. I gotta find the links and send it to him. But
Okay.
the festival thing. What was it called? The
Gathering
of the
Juggalos.
Juggalos. They
Yeah.
would put out these like 15 to 20-minute commercials. Sometimes I think even longer for the gathering, and it would just be them. It would just be like a couple people talking about what was going to happen, and it was just like this really super extended kind of hype video.
Yeah.
And SNL did a series of these over the course of a couple years with the dude from that soccer show. What's the dude that's like the soccer coach? I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Something.
Yeah, what's it?
I don't know. You know what I mean? The stupid soccer show that
Hang
everybody
on.
watched.
Why can't
during
I
COVID.
remember it?
Coach something. I don't know. I don't know what it's. I don't know anything.
He says believe.
Yeah, I only watched the first season, I think. But we just watched a really cool. Last season of Fargo has the
Jason's-
girlfriend from that show. Jason
Yes.
Sudeikis. Thank you. God damn, Anita. All
Yeah.
right. Jason Sudeikis, and I forget I couldn't remember his name. I can't remember anything else. But anyway, yeah, we're going for another SNL strike here.
Yeah, and
We're
now
not gonna
let's take
we're
a
not
look
gonna
at
play
this
it, but
clip.
go look them up. So they spoofed
Ted
them.
Lasso.
Ted Lasso, thank you. They spoofed them, and
They
they are
spoofed
so
ICP?
hilarious. Yeah, they spoofed the ICP,
Oh,
the Gathering of the
incredible.
Juggalos commercials, and Astan is one of the performers. There's like Mr. Potato Dick or something. There's all these other, and at some point in time, Astan dies, and but in the same lineup, it's like, and a special memorial to Astan. You know, it's really funny.
I have always wondered what it would be like to attend the Gathering of the Juggalos.
I would-
and just experience
We
it.
should go. You and I should go and just do a
We'll
live,
do
Click
live
Vortex,
live clip. I bet
like
they,
a 7-day Click Vortex episode.
So a couple things. I have never actually really. I have done some investigation into ICP in the past for professional related reasons.
Sure.
One point, while I was at New Times, one of our writers wrote a cover story about a custody battle that a juggalo was having, where the court was trying to take their baby away from them because of their juggalo affiliation.
Rude.
Did they have any other reasons why they might have taken the baby away? I don't know. But it was nonetheless absolutely a weird situation where it was motivated in part by this
Listen,
weird
the Juggalos
fandom.
get a bad rap. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Juggalos absolutely get a bad rap, and I bet it's like Burning Man without yuppies and tech bros. Who knows? There might be some tech bro juggalos.
There's a documentary about the
Tech
Gathering
Juggalo
that you should
Bros?
go watch also. And you'll see exactly what it's like.
Okay, yeah.
It's nuts.
So it's a lot like
absolutely
Burning
nuts.
Man, probably.
It's crazy.
Well, so I didn't realize the degree to which the Juggalos have. They've done the Million Juggalo March, where they've like shown one that they have better moral and political like stances than 99% of the politicians out there in the world. Like, not even joking, they seem legitimately like righteous, good people who are anti-racism, anti-homophobia, anti-transphobia, like all the things.
They're true punks.
They're true punks. There's also a couple people out there who are like, not only that, it's all a front for their religion. They're God-fearing clowns, and they and that it's and they were basically like, actually, the songs are about God, and like their morality plays, but we're not evangelical, and we're not trying to convince anybody of anything. But anyway, so it was just nuts. It was nuts to me how deep they are. So I spent a lot of time looking at ICP samples.
Tommy said he accidentally stumbled into a ICP show at the Nile in 97 or 98. Tommy, I can guarantee you with 100% certainty, I took your money. I was at the door at that show.
We've determined, of course, that Sam once refused. I was not allowed re-entry to the Vagrant Across America tour, and it was Sam telling me I couldn't come back in.
You know, that I think it's funny you say that, because speaking of Toko, I think that might be the night that I befriended Toko.
Really?
The Vagrant Across America show.
Was he a huge fan of Saves the Day or
Yeah.
Hey Mercedes?
Saves the Day, I think, yeah.
I definitely
I
remember.
that was I remember that flyer.
It was a really cool show too.
Yeah.
And there was some local band that opened, and I remember they got play on. Do you remember there was like that Christian rock station, like way low on the dial, like 89 something? Anyway,
No.
punk. They played punk. So anyway,
Was it Slick Shoes?
I wish it was Slick Shoes. I once found a Slick. I feel like I've said this on.
Oh,
the
I know
show
who you're
before.
talking about. I just can't think of the name.
Yeah, it wasn't No Motive. They were there too, though, but they
Wait,
weren't local.
Was it the Dashboard Confessional band? The band he was in?
Oh, Further Seems Forever?
Yeah, was that who it was?
No, it wasn't Further Seems Forever. I did like them an awful lot, but at that point, he had left and was doing Dashboard, and they hadn't got a new singer yet, but they did. They got another one. And then they got
Dashboard's
another
first show was opening for Never Gonna Score in the Nile Basement. Just a little fun fact.
Come on the show.
My favorite guy.
Yeah,
Really.
mine too. Well, so I'm looking at all of these different ICP samples, and I'm finding that just like they are just so, I somehow associate the posse with the streaming services to find, though. So I found that they had a particular sample, and I really needed to hear it. This is from the Incredible Collectible Collection featuring the artist Sugar Slam. It's called Ruby Song. And tell me if you recognize this sample. ICP, because it turns out it's them sort of with the heart of gold going on. It's taken a
These
while
are samples
to get
of their kids?
Yeah. Here, let's get.
They're lovers. They get such a bad rap.
They got
They're so nice.
big hearts in the ICP crew. For you.
Listen,
Anyway,
I
so
love ICP. All right.
I was like,
I don't listen to their music, but I
songbook, The Last Time is the song there, and we're getting some freezing apparently.
there's a freeze up. Uh-oh.
Hope
I like where it froze.
now, and that we're back. Sorry if we're not. There's only one way to know,
Yeah.
and I think we're good.
All right.
Maybe we'll find out.
We will find out.
One day
We
will have.
don't
proper
seem to be
internet
good.
50.
We don't seem to be good. That's hard to tell. Yeah, see, we froze up again. And okay, whatever. We're back. We're fine.
Okay.
It's good. We're all good.
All right, guys. So
Please.
technical difficulties. Thanks for.
I bet it's
sticking
the
around.
government killing our internet because we're talking about ICP and saying how cool they are.
It was the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones sent a cease and desist to our ISP.
Yeah.
So as we were discussing the song there, Bittersweet Symphony, I'm just curious. One, it is a Stones sample, but not a sample of the Rolling Stones.
Right.
It's a sample of orchestral version of the Rolling Stones.
Right. This guy's kind of a dick too, right?
Richard Ashcroft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Isn't he
think
kind of like people didn't like him too
so.
much?
Are kind of a little over the top, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that about them. But I am a big fan of the Verve, and I'm a big fan of this record, Urban Hymns.
And the Verve pipe.
Talking about was one ICP sampling it as well for unofficial release, and then two keeps freezing.
Yeah, it's freezing off and on.
Damn it,
I mean, we are on.
we're rolling. I'll get to the end of my bit. Which ones who just
I wonder if they had a
don't
cap.
have any money.
I wonder if they had a cap. It
On,
was like
like-
if we make up to